Coming up next, we're in the small Pennsylvania town that draws worldwide attention today for Punxsutawney Phil's annual appearance.
Plus, the latest on possible cuts to CATA bus service as community members turn out for a key meeting on the issue.
And celebrating a local swimmer who's already almost 100 years old as he celebrates a special birthday. The Center County Report starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Gallagher. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report.
And I'm Marie Moyer. Our top story, thousands turned out today in Western PA for the fun tradition of Groundhog Day, an event that draws visitors from around the world. All eyes were on Punxsutawney in Jefferson County, where Punxsutawney Phil emerged early this morning with his annual weather prediction. We have a Center County Report team there, and Justin Chevalella and Tim Rogers are there live. What's it been like there today?
Well, it has been an absolutely phenomenal day here in Punxsutawney. We've been on the scene since 4 a.m. this morning, and that being said, Tim, we have seen a lot. What was your favorite thing to see today?
Look, there's a lot to choose from. Yes, maybe I could go with the obvious of you in a groundhog suit, but you guys got to wait for that one. Look, Phil may be the main attraction, but it was all about the people today, and seeing everybody come out with friends, family, wearing costumes, bringing out signs, super creative. It was really awesome to see everybody come from far and near.
Yeah, we saw people from near and far today in Punxsutawney, and now let's take a look at what really brought people into town.
And I slept in the car just for you, Phil.
Punxsutawney Phil, beloved by so many worldwide, but why?
Obsessed.
Groundhog Day is here, and once again there was an all-out show with fireworks, signs, and even costumes for this very special groundhog. For some, it's a bucket list item to go out of their way to see Phil, an icon even to those who are miles and miles away.
We love it. It's like the best atmosphere. Everyone has such a good time here. It's like a staple of America. Everyone has to come to Groundhog's Day.
For others, like Punxsutawney Bill, it goes beyond just their bucket list, as it helps escape reality in a world so filled with colliding forces.
It's just the craziness of the whole day. You know, with everything being so serious in our area right now, it's just great to come here and be able to have a little bit of fun.
Punxsutawney Bill wasn't the only one awaiting Phil's decision, with an expected attendance of over 35,000. At 7:22 a.m., those spectators reached a fever pitch as Phil was brought to the stage for his time to shine.
And although I might be able to see my shadow right now behind me, Punxsutawney Phil back on that stage over there, he wasn't able to see his, indicating it's going to be an early spring this year.
Although predicting hasn't been his strong suit, with an accuracy rate of 40%, the Phil faithful flock to Gobbler's Knob year after year in support for the elixir of life drinking groundhog, who is said to be around since the beginning in 1886.
Well, you heard it there. It is going to be an early spring in 2024. Now we welcome in Leah Zamerko. And Leah, he wasn't able to see his shadow. You have more on why.
So as we were driving over here from State College, there was definitely some precipitation and cloud coverage that was kind of keeping temperatures above normal, about 15 degrees above a normal February 2nd. But that cloud coverage also was a hindrance to Phil being able to see that shadow. We also have current conditions downtown in Punxsutawney. It's about 37 degrees and cloudy. Those clouds are starting to part, and we're getting a few breaks of sunshine as we are wrapping up this afternoon downtown with Phil himself. But now we are looking forward to high pressure rolling in and taking those clouds away for the rest of our weekend, and we'll have more on that later on. But now we are still here and enjoying the sunshine and having a great time with all the festivities around.
And now we'll send things back to the studio with Tyler.
Thank you, Leah and Justin. In other news, Governor Josh Shapiro wants to devote millions of dollars to a 10-year economic development plan for the state. His goals include developing commercial and industrial sites, revitalizing an aging workforce, and better competing with neighboring states to entice businesses to Pennsylvania. He announced the plan just days before his formal budget address, but there are plenty of challenges, from the funding to the state's lagging and aging labor force.
In his budget address next Tuesday, the governor will also propose overhauling the state's higher education system, which is among the worst in the nation in affordability. The plan includes lowering tuition at state-owned universities, coordinating degree programs with community colleges, and funding based in part on performance metrics. It also would mean more grant money, including for students who attend in-state private universities. Pennsylvania ranks 48th in higher education affordability and spends less per capita on higher education aid than any other state except New Hampshire.
And a new budget proposal at Penn State would cut almost $100 million from across the university system. It's part of what the university calls a new sustainable business model that hopes to reduce the school's $63 million budget shortfall. The plan includes eliminating a $54 million from Commonwealth campuses and $11 million from University Park. Officials hope it helps balance the budget by the 2025-26 fiscal year. The Board of Trustees will vote on the plan in July.
Budget trouble is also at the heart of a plan to cut some public bus services in Center County. Eric Morris reports.
No, you're not running your business right.
A standing room only crowd gathered this week in Bellefonte for a public hearing on buses. CATA Go and CATA Ride services have rapidly grown in popularity over the last couple of years, so much so they're operating at a deficit. CATA says the losses are unsustainable. For instance, in Bellefonte, the total number of trips provided for 2022-23 was 41,100. That was at a cost of almost $672,000. Even with subsidies, fares, and local matches totaling almost $450,000, that left a deficit of nearly $223,000. That's a $5.41 loss per ride.
And we pay for that service by the hour from a contractor, so we can really scale that service depending on how much money they're able to put into the system. So we've been talking about a number of different options based on what they can afford.
Although CATA will continue to provide service for a couple of hours in the mornings and afternoons, many of those who are affected are concerned that the new system won't provide enough options for those who are in need. The crowd at the Armory building spoke out on changes to CATA service in Bellefonte, along with Spring and Benner townships. Many voiced their concerns, told stories of CATA's importance in their daily lives, and asked questions that went unanswered. Some told us township supervisors from the 3 municipalities were not in attendance.
They're not here because it doesn't affect them, and so it's frustrating. And so they should be engaged, and they should be involved in this discussion. It's important. A lot of people's lives are going to be affected.
However, a Spring Township representative told us he was there, but didn't have an opportunity to speak. Our requests for comment from the other supervisors have not been returned. In Bellefonte, I'm Eric Morris for the Center County Report.
There will be no changes to CATA services before June 30th.
And the Patton Township Board of Supervisors has given the green light to a rezoning request for an affordable housing complex. Supervisors approved the rezoning of the property at Wattle Road and Clearview Avenue for a 31-unit apartment building. Some neighbors are worried about stormwater management and more traffic. The township's manager says those concerns will be addressed during the land development process.
Another local pharmacy is closing. We'll tell you where next.
Plus, the 7-day forecast. Are we looking for any snow over the next week? Also coming up, a Penn State grad takes her cooking skills to the next level as she gets her shot in a national competition. A Penn State alum is in custody accused of a grisly murder near Philadelphia. 32-year-old Justin Moen is charged with beheading his father in Levittown, then posting a social media video showing him holding the head and railing against the government. Moen graduated from Penn State 10 years ago.
The Pennsylvania State Police is working to recover missing online records, which includes information on how evidence was handled. State officials blame it on a mistake during routine server maintenance and says the incident also affected the state retirement system. No pension data was lost, but some users temporarily lost access.
And this month, CVS plans to close one of its State College pharmacy locations. The company will shut down the downtown Target store. The closure will mark the third pharmacy in State College area shutting its doors in the last 3 months, and the fourth in Center County. It's part of a nationwide wave of shutdowns amid CVS's bankruptcy restructuring. Customers' prescriptions will be transferred to the CVS store on West College Ave.
From her central PA hometown to Penn State to New York, a central Pennsylvania woman is taking her homegrown cooking to national TV. Reporter Jade Bramwell talks with her.
Listen to Gordon, do what he says, because if you don't, you'll probably go home.
Penn State alum Gabrielle Chappelle is turning her passion for cooking into a career. The social media chef from Jersey Shore in Lycoming County is taking on her biggest challenge yet by competing on Fox's Next Level Chef. hosted by celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay.
Like, it was just the most surreal, out-of-body experience.
It's a dream come true for the former Center County Report broadcast journalist who turned her life lessons into recipes. Culinary school sparked her passion for cooking, and she realized that her Pennsylvania roots of using local ingredients have fueled her drive to excel in the kitchen. She landed the spot on Next Level Chef through a casting director she met at Penn State. In the show, contestants compete in high-pressure cooking challenges.
You're just trying to make the best food possible, and so, the pressure is a little bit different there, but at the same time, too, Gordon Ramsay's like in front of you, asking you, what you're doing.
Chappelle has advanced to the next stage of the competition. She's excited, but says being in the kitchen keeps her grounded.
But me personally, if I'm cooking and if I'm putting out a dish that I know was something I threw together because I was anxious and I had all these, really, I was tense, I know that it's not my best, and I know that my food tastes the best, and I can impart that and imbue that when I'm cooking joyfully.
When she's not throwing down in Gordon's kitchen, Chappelle interacts with thousands of followers on Instagram, talking about her life and showcasing seasonal farm-to-table recipes through her tutorials.
Big part for me is how do I stand out in this field? How do I manage to tie these passions that I have together into something that people will be interested in?
How far does she go on the show? That secret we'll have to watch to find out. I'm Jade Bramwell for the Center County Report.
The next episode is next Thursday night on Fox. And now with the weather.
Thanks, Marie. I'm Tyler Hughes with your Center County Report forecast. And as you heard a little bit earlier on in the show, Punxsutawney Phil emerged from his hole in Punxsutawney this morning, did not see his shadow, which is predicting an early spring on the horizon. So how has Phil done recently in terms of predicting whether or not winter is coming up soon? Well, it's notable that he hasn't not seen his shadow since 2020. The last 3 years, he has seen his shadow and predicted a late winter. And the result of that has not been great in the last 3 years. You can see here, Februaries were either below average or about normal in the past 3 years. And March was above average in 2 of those 3 years. So Punxsutawney Phil's success rate, not really great. Take a look at the temperatures out there right now, though. They are above average. 41 right now in State College, 47 in the capital city, and when we zoom out, 42 in the Steel City as well. So we are running just a little bit above average out there. You can see the radar satellite is mostly clear, clouds across the region, but not much in the way of precipitation. As Leah mentioned, we did have a few showers make their way through early this morning. If you were up driving to Punxsutawney very early, you might have ran into a shower or two, but those have since moved out for the most part, aside from maybe a small snow shower across the northern tier. You can see across the day today, things will begin to clear out a little bit in terms of cloud cover, and will begin to warm up into the middle and then upper 30s, 40s in some locations by the end of the day today. This evening will cool things down into the middle 20s. Clouds will begin to clear out, especially across the southern tier of the Commonwealth. And tomorrow is looking like a nice day, all things considered. Clouds will gradually clear out from east to west. And by the afternoon, you're looking at sunny skies across Pennsylvania. So for today, 42 degrees. Clouds will decrease throughout the day and into this evening as well. This evening, temperatures will dip down into the middle 20s with clouds clearing out. Now tomorrow looking like a great day, all things considered. A few clouds in the morning, but sunshine continues through to the afternoon. You can see in the temperature trend, Phil was not far off in terms of an early spring, not too far on the horizon. You can see temperatures climbing into the 40s and close to 50 degrees by the end of the week. And in terms of the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, check this out. Above average temperatures from February 7th to 11th predicted across the eastern U.S. Let's take a look at the 7-day forecast now. You can see temperatures climbing up into the 50s by the end of that 7-day period. So Marie and Tyler, it looks like a early spring may be on the way after all.
It seems like that early spring weather is already coming full through this weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
It's good to see.
I'm happy to retire my winter jacket.
It's a forecaster's dream, too.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, now let's go see what Mike has for us in sports.
Next in sports, plenty of football news. A Penn State alum will make history at the Super Bowl, and a look ahead to tomorrow's Senior Bowl. And Penn State wrestling keeps rolling along. We check in with head coach Cale Sanderson on the defending champs' success. my cultural sports. Super Bowl 58 is set for next Sunday in Las Vegas as the Chiefs and Niners meet again. The game will feature 3 former Penn State players on the team and another on the officiating crew. Jair Brown and Kevin Givens play for San Francisco and Donovan Smith with Kansas City. But there's also Penn State letterman Terry Killens, who will make history as the first person to play in and officiate a Super Bowl. Killens played for the Tennessee Titans in Super Bowl 34, and he'll be the umpire for next weekend's game. Also on the football schedule is tomorrow's Senior Bowl, the annual postseason college game in Mobile, Alabama. Our reporter Sam Kirk is in Mobile and filed this report.
This week-long showcase features potential future NFL stars displaying their talents. I talk with 2 Nittany Lions entering the draft, but first, let's dive into the excitement of this historic event. The Senior Bowl has become an important platform for college athletes to prove themselves to pro scouts. This week-long event not only highlights the skills of these rising stars, but also serves as a meeting ground for scouts, coaches, and football fans.
Now standing amongst the action on the gridiron, we have the chance to sit down with 2 of our very own Penn State Nittany Lions, sharing their experience on their Senior Bowl action.
Well, I love everybody back home, all my brothers from Penn State. I wouldn't be here without them. I've created so many great memories that will last me a lifetime, and you know I can't thank them enough for that.
I take a lot of pride in my school, and that's why I stayed at Penn State for 4 years, and I wanted to finish the season out the right way and go to the bowl game. Like, I take a lot of pride in Penn State, and you know, I'm very proud to be representing them and wearing that blue stripe one more time down here at the Senior Bowl. So everything I'm doing, you know, I'm keeping them in mind and just trying to make you know, the Nittany Lions proud back home.
Both players are showcasing their skills on the field as they look forward to the draft in Detroit in April. As we wrap up our coverage from the Senior Bowl, this game continues to be a stage for emerging talent. In Mobile, I'm Sam Kirk for the Center County Report.
Thanks, Sam. The Senior Bowl kicks off at 1 tomorrow afternoon. Coming off a blowout win against Maryland, number 1 Penn State Wrestling will take on number 6 Ohio State tonight. Tyler Gallagher has our preview.
Penn State is 7-0 on the season so far, and the Nittany Lions hope to add another conference win against rival Ohio State tonight. But Coach Cale Sanderson says they don't worry too much about who's on the other side of the mat.
We prepare the same for every match. I mean, we don't really get too high or low, and don't put too much emphasis on, you know, one opponent over the other.
Sanderson says his wrestlers are focused on being the best version of themselves every week, including Bo Bartlett, the 141-pounder ranked number 2 in the nation. Tonight, Bartlett will wrestle against his former teammate, number 3 Jesse Mendez.
I think we're the team people are coming after, so I mean, we just got to stay ready for everyone. There's really no one we're preparing more for, preparing less for.
Bartlett and the Nittany Lions will face off against Ohio State at 6:30 p.m. in Rec Hall. In University Park, I'm Tyler Gallagher for the Center County Report.
Next up after tonight's duel is a trip to Iowa next weekend. The Penn State men's volleyball team is on the road this weekend for matches against Ball State and Purdue Fort Wayne. That's after 2 huge wins last weekend. The Nittany Lions swept number 1 ranked Ohio State in a home-and-home matchup. The Lions won 3-2 in their wear-white game at Rec Hall on Sunday. 2 days before that, Penn State won 3-1 against the Buckeyes in Columbus. The Nittany Lions are now ranked 8th in the country. Penn State men's hockey heads into a bye week following their first ever sweep of Ohio State. Last Friday, standout Aiden Fink had a pair of goals in a 4-3 win over the Buckeyes and carried that momentum into Saturday for Penn State's annual wear-white game. The fans did not disappoint with a new Pagola Ice attendance record of more than 6,500. Senior Tyler Paquette found the back of the net with just 1 second left in the power play late in the 3rd period for another 4-3 win. And it's time for a fresh start for the Penn State men's lacrosse team. The Nittany Lions are starting the regular season in Happy Valley tomorrow afternoon against Colgate in Panzer Stadium. After a devastating loss to Duke in the NCAA semifinals, Penn State enters the new season with new hopes of making it all the way this year. That's it for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
I swear, day after day, I'm more excited to be a Penn State fan.
Oh, I know. They're on quite the streak against Ohio State in all sports right now. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Mike. Coming up next, he's an inspiration for many people in the State College area. We head to the pool for a celebration of a very special man.
Lots of us add exercise to our list of New Year's resolutions. Sometimes it lasts and sometimes it doesn't. But a 98-year-old Center County man's exercise routine inspires others to work out. Emily McGlynn has more on the story.
For more than 20 years, Maynard Kler has been a member of the State College YMCA. Every Monday through Friday, he arrives at 5:30 in the morning to swim. But one recent morning was anything but routine. YMCA membership director Sydney Lupton says she's been planning a party and ceremony for his 98th birthday.
I said, what a way to celebrate his birthday and to have the honor of naming a lane after him.
Maynard has been swimming in this very lane for the past 20 years, and now a plaque will be put right above it to honor him. There was cake, a happy birthday banner to sign, and plenty of people ready to party. Before he jumped into the pool for his first swim as a 98-year-old, friends gave testimonials about Maynard.
He is a quarter century older than I am. That's kind of an interesting concept. And when I look where I want to go, this is where I want to go.
Your inspiration. If you can be here and you are here every single day, I can get my butt out of bed too.
Slowly but surely, Maynard swam for a couple of laps. He said he got into swimming because of an old coach. Ever since then, it's been a staple for his physical health.
But swimming is a nice base activity because you're buoyant in the water.
And Maynard Kler sure boosted spirits on this cold winter day. In State College, I'm Emily McGlynn for the Center County Report.
And the YMCA says you're invited to join the Y and join Maynard in the pool too. They say he'll probably even give you some swimming advice. But isn't that just insane, right? 98 years old, he is still doing that every day.
I know, I swim at the white building and I hope I have a fraction of his enthusiasm.
I hope I'm the same way at 98 too. Yeah.
Well, that's all for today's newscast, so we hope you'll join us next week for another local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Center County Report X account, and you can see our stories on our Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a great afternoon.